Welcome to the Eutaw Street Banter podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast. I'm Cody. With me, like always, is Elijah. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing better than the Orioles are.
Yeah.
Hey, right now, I'm a Capitals fan. We're flying high. That's all I care about. I know what they won Monday night, and Jordan Westberg, Gunner, and I think Mountie were at that game. So at least they saw someone. Maybe they'll learn how to win in the playoffs. So that's
maybe, but they did it as Orioles as it could be, because I mean the Capitals were up 2-0, and then just let them come back. And
trust me,
luckily, Ovechkin's the ultimate closer, right? So
yeah.
Going.
He's like Felix. He shuts it down.
Yeah.
No, that was a stressful game. It did feel like I was watching an Orioles game there. Always stressful.
Yeah, even as a Capitals fan, we won a Stanley Cup, but you still like, how are we going to screw this up? You know?
Well, it doesn't help. Yeah, we won a Stanley Cup, but for what? We've probably made the playoffs all but like one or two seasons over the past like 10, 15 years, and we've only made it to the Stanley Cup once.
Yeah.
Seems like at least the Orioles, they don't get your hopes up because they're not like they were bad for a while. At least with the Capitals, they'd like make it, and then they just like tease you with doing good and just lose in the first round.
Yeah, that's fine.
But so there's some comparison here between the Capitals, their baseball team, the Nationals. Watching the Nationals and the Orioles going to get a little bit easier now.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, we got new streaming
supposedly easier. To preface this is going to be called Masson Plus, which any website, app, anything run by Masson, I'm going to be iffy about, because I know I've tried to use Masson streaming in the past, and I think it's easier to amputate someone's leg than to watch the game on there. It's extremely difficult. I feel like most Orioles fans have dealt with that at one point. With people going away from cable and stuff now, it's really getting into streaming. Masson's kind of late to the game. I feel like a lot of other teams have their streaming services set up, but we'll see how it goes. You have some of the prices, don't you?
Yeah. So Masson Plus is going to be for the rest of this season, because obviously we're almost a month in, is $89.99 a month, or for the year. Yeah,
Not good.
Yeah, $89.99 for the year. Just to compare, MLB for the whole subscription to watch any game. Obviously, we can't watch Orioles or Nationals or Phillies games on that because they're blocked out. That's $149.99. So it is cheaper than that currently. The only thing I was telling Elijah off air was, my family does Fubo. It's a streaming service, kind of like a cable, but streaming. And we get Masson and Masson 2, MLB Network, NFL. You get every regular channel too. Yeah, everything but Turner Network, TBS. So we don't get any of those. And that cost me $95 a month. So if I was you guys and you're thinking about, I would just go to Fubo. Like, that's what I would do, because it's going to still be cheaper, and you don't have to worry about streaming on the Masson app, right? So, yeah. But if you refuse to do that, I don't know why you would refuse, but it's $89.99 for the new Masson app, unless you were overcharged today. If you were one of the ones overcharged today, you have to reach out to us.
You have to reach out just so we can know what like credit card company you use.
Because if you were overcharged today, you were overcharged. So the price is $89.99 for the year. Some people were charged $8,999 today. So that's going to be, I can't imagine how much you were sweating to not only pay that, but to know you pay that to watch the current state of the Orioles. like, did that not fit directly? Like, you got your hopes up. You're like, oh, I'm going to be able to watch it. And then immediately crash and burn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I mean.
Yeah. I just want to know, really, though, like we were saying earlier, is how do you even have a card that, like, just without hesitation allows that payment through? I mean, I have a credit card. I don't use it. I'll wait to I'm in enough debt as it in from school. I don't need to start off with a credit card too. But I know the $9,000 is a pretty penny to spend on a credit card.
But
so
speaking of crashing and burn, I really like this. Falls into the next person you want to talk about, because this guy's career has crashed and burned, and then came up and then crashed and burned again.
Were you an MLB All-Star, Cody?
I was not, but I also
Well, Jorge Lopez was.
I tell you,
Hey,
I
Jorge Lopez, he
I have a better
great,
reputation than him right
he
now.
had such a great half season with the Orioles, and we got Yennier Cano out of him. Did
Which is
awful
great.
things. He had a very interesting 2023, or 2023. Very interesting 2024. Ran into some trouble. Of course, he was the one that threw his glove over the fence with the Mets. Ran out, said some comments, debated what he actually said. We'll leave that in the past. And then he got ejected. I will defend Jorge Lopez here. I've seen how he's pitched over the past year or two. I don't know if that was intentional.
Yeah, I tell you,
it kind of looks like just a pitch that got away.
I tell you, for all of, I'm like, if it wasn't, so if you didn't see it, everybody, he hit one guy and then on the Pirates, and then he threw it behind or almost hit Andrew McCutchen. But I will say, I didn't see, it didn't look very intentional. The pitch was set up inside and he missed inside. Now, I'm not defending Jorge Lopez at all.
I love Andrew McCutchen. I don't want to see him get hit in the head.
Me either.
Right. But like what McCutchen and what Reynolds, right? It was Brian Reynolds, I believe, was that bat before too. What they were saying is how last season, I think Reynolds got like a single, then McCutchen hit a 3-run home run grand slam, hit a home run off of him. And I know there's grudges that can be held in baseball, but I feel like I don't know if Jorge Lopez has been sitting here thinking for a year that he was going to hit Andrew McCutchen. I mean, I will say I can imagine that it'd be scary because Tommy Pham's on the Pirates and he would kill someone.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when he punched Jock Peterson over fantasy football.
Yeah.
I don't want to get in his way.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, what a weird thing. And I think the bigger issue is if Jorge Lopez just doesn't walk to Andrew McCutchen, everything's fine. But yeah, I mean, Andrew McCutchen is known for being non-confrontational. He is what you want ball players to act like.
Yeah.
So I will always take Andrew McCutchen's side.
Oh yeah.
On this especially, but it didn't look super egregious. But he got suspended for 3 games. So
I mean, I think like you said, he didn't help to de-escalate the situation.
Right. Yeah.
But I wasn't on the field. I don't know what was said. Right. This is all the information we have. Now, I don't have it on our list to talk about, but there's one thing I remembered. Talking about strange situations. So Cody, obviously you train kids in baseball and you try to get them hitting better and pitching better. But for your pitchers, have you ever thought about taking them into the woods and having them pet spiders and get bit to pitch better?
No, I have not.
So that worked for Patrick Corbin this past week.
Oh, I saw it. Yes. Yeah, he almost died.
Yeah, like he said it's the best he's ever felt pitching. It's the best game he's thrown probably since the 2019 World Series.
Well, obviously, I mean, when you can control like how fast or slow the ball goes due to the web you're shooting out of your wrist, I mean, obviously, what an ultimate changeup.
I think it's when you're throwing it, you shoot the web out, and that changes the speeds, like the rotations per minute, and he can really slow it down, maybe get like a knuckleball effect on it.
We are losing listeners as we speak about this.
But I think the one issue you would have if you do that to kids is that he's a grown man, and kids who aren't quite at that body weight might not be able to deal with the amount of venom that he could take in. Saying it almost took out a professional baseball player, that might be a struggle. Or we have a whole bunch of tiny Spider-Men running around pitching. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
talk about a celebration. You strike someone out and you climb up the backstop.
Oh my gosh.
Moving on.
Thank you.
Moving on. I want to mention this. He's a division rival, but I think it's going to be really interesting to watch him play because there's someone somewhat similar on the Orioles. Chandler Simpson got called up by the Tampa Bay Rays this past week. He actually had some interesting stuff happen because he took away Max Fried's no-hitter retroactively. Yeah. So it was the 7th inning, and during, I think, or maybe it was the 6th inning, but the inning before, he had hit a ground ball to the first baseman bobbled it, and they ruled it an error. But looking back at it, they realized that there was never a shot to even get him out at first base because I think by the time the ball was bobbled, he was already at first base. He is so insanely fast. It's such a Rays player, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I was
watching defense and speed.
Yeah, I was watching that game, and if you were a Yankees fan, it was like ultimate frustration because it was like 2 innings earlier, and so it was the top of an inning, Aaron Judge gets up and hits a home run 20 feet fair. I swear. I mean, so fair, right? But they're at this spring training facility, and
But
the foul pole,
in all fairness, it was the Yankees spring training facility, so they want it better.
Right. They should admit, you're right. But anyway, so he hits it 20 feet fair, and they call it foul. They review it, call it foul. Then Aaron Judge strikes out. Then Aaron Boone gets thrown out of the game. Then the very next half inning, they overturn the error, make it a hit, take away the no-hitter. So in a matter of like 8 minutes, the whole game, I mean, Yankees still winning 4-0, but in a matter of 8 minutes, all of like, you got Aaron Judge's home run call, you got the manager thrown out, and you got the no-hitter taken away. It's like MLB was like, hey, screw you. All right, this is our game.
Kick them while they're down.
Yeah, right.
I would have more sympathy if it wasn't the Yankees,
and if they were losing. But
that too. And just remember, so when Aaron Judge ends the season with 99 home runs, he would have had 100 if it was for this one.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the Yankees, just a little standings update in case anybody's curious. They're in first place, with a 14-10 record, which honestly isn't amazing.
I agree.
Could be better. I am okay with this. The Red Sox are a game behind them, 13-11. Then you got the Blue Jays behind them. We are only 3.5 games out, currently with a 9-12 record. So we're fourth place. We're not last.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Probably not. No. Just being blunt here. But yeah, we could be in a worse spot. I mean, just imagine if we're in the NL West. We would not be in last place again because the Rockies are in that division. But we would be like 15 games back, I think, at this point. Give or take.
Shoot, dude. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I'll be honest with you. This has been a extremely frustrating time to be an Orioles fan.
Make magic happen with Emily at Blue Crab Travel, your Disney vacation expert. Ready to experience the wonder of Disney? Let her help you plan the ultimate Disney getaway. Whether you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or a Disney cruise, she has you covered. Emily can take care of custom Disney itineraries, tailored to your family's needs and preferences. She also can help find you exclusive discounts on Disney hotels, tickets, and packages. Imagine a stress-free vacation with hassle-free booking for accommodations, dining reservations, and fast passes. From character meet and greets to thrilling rides, Emily will make sure every moment is unforgettable. Email Emily Jones today at emilyjones@bluecrabtravel.com to start planning your dream Disney vacation.
Well, so speaking of frustrating times to be Orioles fans, there's a lot of days, they call them holidays. I don't know if you're aware with the term, but they're meant to bring joy to people, right? So you got holidays that take place during the summer: Easter, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, Father's Day, July 4th, Labor Day. And I even threw Jackie Robinson Day in there. Don't worry, I debated throwing my birthday in there, but it's not federally recognized yet, so we'll get there one day. But Orioles have been very bad this year. Collectively, we've been outscored 27-8 on holidays this year. That's Easter and Jackie Robinson Day. You know, we did lose 3-6 on Jackie Robinson Day, so Easter must have been a blowout or something. I don't even remember. But dating back through the 2023 season, so in 2023, 24, and the 2 games that we've played this year, what is our record on holidays?
For the past how many seasons?
2 seasons. So there's been 16 total.
16?
The holidays that I listed, there's been 16 total holiday games.
What's our record?
Yeah, what is our
our record is 8-8.
No, 6-10. I'm going to be honest, I was more pessimistic when I was looking at this because I thought it was going to be much, much worse. Because I feel like I just remember us being terrible on holidays. But, we've won. Last year was definitely heavy on the wins. We only won. The only holiday we won on in 2023, we beat the Cubs on Father's Day and won on Labor Day against the Angels. We lost every other holiday. Oh, wow. And if you're wondering, they are 0-2 on my birthday the past 2 years.
So stop having birthdays for a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then again, I think that means you die. So never mind.
Now, I will say, depending on the date, I don't think it is this year, but every once in a while the trade deadline falls on my birthday, so that's enough of a baseball gift. We can lose, I guess. I mean, I prefer us not to, but yeah, that was my fun little trivia.
All right.
Let's get into these overview series. Let's go.
All right. So if you don't want to hear this, skip ahead about 8 minutes. So like I say every week, so have fun with that. All right, we're going to get into the box scores over the past week. I'm going to go pretty quickly, I hope, and try to not just be negative the whole time. It's hard. But last Tuesday, the Baltimore Orioles faced the Cleveland Guardians. where, boy, you're going to know what happens after I tell you who started pitching. Charlie Morton was on the mound against Logan Allen. And, yeah, it went about how you expected. Charlie Morton goes 5 innings, which is very surprising in a Charlie Morton outing. He gives up 5 earned through 5 innings, walks 3, strikes out 2. Pretty rough. We had a home run by Cedric Mullins in the 7th. That was his 4th of the year. But, yeah, not much is happening. Orioles did have 8 hits, so we did hit well. But we lose 6-3 in this game. A couple guys to talk about. Obviously, Charlie Morton struggled. Ciano Perez went an inning and a third, gave up a run. But then Blewett comes in, and Bowman comes in and shuts the door. Obviously, with Blewett, he does well. He'll do well in one more game. So what does the Orioles have to do? We got to make sure we get rid of him. So we do. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Wednesday, April 16th, we play the Guardians once again. This time, the Orioles said, okay, guys, listen up. Our pitchers give up 1,000 runs a game, so we need to hit. So the Orioles say, okay, let's do this. And in the second inning, they put up a 4 spot, the Baltimore Orioles do. And we win this game behind Dean Kramer, who goes 5 1/3. We win 9-1 against Williams. Gavin Williams for the Indians. Guardians. Sorry, everybody. Couple of things here. Kramer only goes 5 1/3 when you're absolutely shelling the other pitcher. That's annoying.
Hey,
but
nope.
But
well, let's be grateful.
Okay,
he's like the only pitcher that can make it past the 5th inning.
You're right.
One of the, but could get pulled in the 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, but our bullpen comes in and just shuts the door. Baker, Soto, Cano, and Aiken all give up no runs to finish the game. So basically, if we want to win ball games, everybody, the biggest thing we need to do is just only start the bullpen. We're gonna not do starters anymore. We're gonna. Well, you know what? Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Basically, when Charlie Morton starts, I'm pretty sure that is considered a bullpen day. If you can't make it past if you can't consistently make it past the 3rd or 4th inning, I think that's a bullpen day.
Yeah, in the season finale versus the Guardians,
the season finale.
The season finale now. The series finale.
That's it. The season's done.
I feel like the season's. I just don't even know. But in the series finale, you're not gonna believe this because this is the first time this has happened all year, everybody. Sagano is on the mound against Beebe, and Sagano goes 7 innings, 2 earned. Now, here's the thing that happened for the first time. Here's the first thing. Orioles win a series. They win 6-2 against the Guardians behind Sagano, who pitched very well. He goes 7 innings, gives up 2 earned. Aiken comes in, does well. Dominguez comes in, does well. And Felix comes in and shuts the door. So, yeah, Henderson has his first home run of the year in the first inning. O'Hearn has his 3rd home run of the year. And Kershid has his 2nd of the year in this game. So we had a great time winning baseball games, 2 in a row. And you're like, oh, here we go, everybody. We're going to really step up. Remember,
one more to streak.
Yeah. Cody said that we're facing a softer schedule right now. We need to take advantage of this, right? Well, guess what? Cade Povich comes in, who people like to call him Slim Shady, which is a disgrace to Eminem. But anyway, Cade Povich starts against the Cincinnati Reds and doesn't do well. He's very Cade Povich-y. Goes 3 1/3, gives up 7 earned, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 home runs against Andrew Abbott, who goes 6 innings, 11 strikeouts. The Cincinnati Reds strikes out 15 Baltimore Orioles, as the Orioles only have 4 hits, 3 runs, and the Reds have 11 hits and 8 runs. Mullins does have some home run. It seems like he has a home run every game. I mean, he's doing great. Kershid has a home run in the 8th inning. His third home run of the year. Good God, can't talk. So yeah, we end up losing this game 8-3. But remember, no matter how bad the Orioles are right now, we don't get swept. So we do win in the next game. Going against right now statistically one of the best pitchers in baseball, and Hunter Green. Dude's a stud. Paul Skeens gets a lot of TV time, but Hunter Green's really good. Not against us apparently, because Cedric Mullins leads off the game, which is crazy, right? Because he can hit. So normally Hyde would put him like 9th. But anyway, he leads off the game, hits a home run with a leadoff home run. Henderson's number 2 in the lineup. Henderson gets up, hits a home run. So we put up a 2 spot, which, obviously we need that. because our pitching is struggling. We did have Brandon Young start for the first time of the season, a first start ever in the major leagues. He goes 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. I actually, watching him, it just looked like the Reds were just missing him. Hyde was saying that he was struggling keeping the Reds hitters off balance with off speed. But like I said, he didn't give up 7 in 4 innings, so he's better than half of our starters. So anyway, am I wrong, right?
No,
but anyway,
and look,
go ahead.
isn't it just a simple thing to look and see that he came up for his MLB debut, didn't do wonderful, but he did enough.
Yeah.
And we won with
Yeah, we won.
enough.
I think the thing I really like out of this game is Felix Bautista comes in after Bowman really started just struggling out of nowhere, because Bowman's been pretty good. Felix Bautista comes in and shuts the door. Had no walks. He struck out 1, but it was the first time of the season that I felt like it was Felix Bautista, the mountain, because he really came in, did well. And then
Can I make an Easter pun?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, can I make a few? So on Sunday, of course, Jesus rose out of the tomb to come back to life. And do you know who rose on Sunday? The Reds, not the Orioles.
The Reds.
Here's another one. So obviously, the Reds went to church on Sunday for Easter, and they prayed enough, and the Orioles did not pray enough.
I mean, they must have been praying all.
I'm gonna be honest. Jesus probably sat there as they were praying mid-game, like, it's so bad I can't even help you. What do you want me to do? I can't come and hit.
Man, I tell you. All right, well,
Should we skip it?
It's Easter Sunday, and you said, man, what a great day to spend it with family. Who's pitching for the Orioles? So you go on your app. Charlie Morton's on the
we lost already.
All right, we lost.
Already.
So you're like, it can't get worse than what it was, at least. It can. So Charlie Morton starts this game off just straight off on fire. He doesn't give up a run in the first inning, right? So
which is good for him.
He's amazing. So
we should have pulled him then.
We should have, right? And then in the second inning, he does give up a run. In the third inning, he gives up 7 runs. So and then they say you're done. So I'm sorry, in the third inning, he gave up 6 because then they pulled him. He gave up 7 in 2 1/3.
I will say it's impressive. He gave up 6 runs and only got 1 out. Is that not impressive?
Yeah, with an error on a pickoff. I mean, it was just terrible.
When we say error on a pickoff, that was not like an error on like Mountcastle. Right? He was the error. I don't know. Were you watching when he picked off? It was just terrible.
It was. And the Orioles. I mean, we make Brent Sutter look like impeccable. I mean, listen, Brent Sutter did so good. He went 3 innings. He does give up 3 earned, gives up 1 run. And you know what they said? They said, "Oh, we're up like by a lot. You're done." You know,
no, Cody. He's not a starter.
Oh, okay. Well, they didn't need him to.
I don't know if you. So
I
the
did
game
see,
before
yeah,
they played their starter when they took out Hunter Green. So they had a bullpen day.
Yeah.
When we should have been able to beat up on a bullpen day because they got screwed over because Hunter Green had to get taken out early.
Yeah. But can you imagine being Sutter and you're like, man, I hope they can hold it for me, and you're like, well, they're going into the 4th with 10 to 1.
Yeah, we.
It's 10 to 1.
9 runs on top. Well, I think that's enough confidence.
It was 12 to 1 in the 5th inning.
And the problem is you genuinely, there's no coming back from that mentally, on whether you're on the offense or the pitching. It doesn't matter.
So the Orioles lose this game 24-2. I mean, I know you can say a lot because Mateo comes in, Sanchez, our catcher.
Gary Sanchez didn't look too bad on the mound.
They gave up 9. I mean, if you want to talk, I mean, so Mateo comes in throwing lobs, gives up 5 earned in an inning.
Gave up a grand slam.
Morton came in throwing fastballs as an actual pitcher for 2 innings and gives up 7.
Well, don't worry. I do have a stat down here. We were going to talk about it later, but I go ahead and pull this out now. So Jorge Mateo and Gary Sanchez through 2 innings pitched gave up 9 runs on 7 hits. Morton through 2 1/3, so he got 1 more out. Gave up the same amount of hits and 2 less runs. So our catcher and our utility man or our shortstop gave up 2 more runs than the guy getting paid $15 million to pitch.
It's crazy. I mean, it's pretty tough. I know we're probably going to get into it more, but this puts Charlie Morton at 20.2 innings, 20 2/3. My man's given up 31 hits in a little over 20 innings. He's given up 25 runs. He's given up 15 walks, 21 strikeouts. Currently a 10.89 ERA, which actually went down. Crazy. It's let's move on. All right, on Tuesday, the Orioles faced the Washington Nationals, who are also in a little bit of a struggle. Don't
worry, we are slump busters right now.
Oh man! And Dean Kramer comes out. He says, "Hey, I know you guys were saying I didn't do as bad last game. I'll
do bad now." Yeah.
Yeah. So Dean Kramer starts this game against Parker for the Nationals. Parker for the Nationals does incredible.
We made him look like Cy Young.
And I apologize, Mitchell Parker. I just forgot your first name for a second. The world deserves to know your name because Mitchell Parker goes 8 innings, gives up 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. 8 innings, by the way. Kramer goes 5 1/3, gives up 11, 6 runs, 5 earned. I don't know.
I will say my favorite pitch in the night that I watched him throw is he got a full count to James Wood, who, if you're not familiar with James Wood, you better familiarize yourself with him because he's been on fire this year. He likes to drive the ball the opposite way.
Yep.
And so what do you do? So knowing that, you maybe say, well, I won't pitch outside. But you also maybe hit a corner. Now, I'll throw him a fastball down the middle, full count, when he's looking to swing. That was my favorite pitch he threw all day.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. And of course, the only guy to get a hit was our hottest hitter on our team, which is Cedric Mullins,
who will be a Brave next year, maybe. I don't know.
Next year? How about trade deadline this year?
He's a Yankee, isn't he? He's gonna be a Yankee.
Yeah,
he won't shave the beard. He can't be babyface.
Oh, it doesn't matter now.
I guess you can't go. That's true. That's true.
But Orioles keep it up. You're selling this year, so. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. Orioles pitching right now. In 103 innings, we have 71 earned runs and 133 hits. This is starting pitching.
Oh no, don't worry. Our bullpen has been good this year, but our starting pitching is so bad we are still last in the ERA in baseball.
You know what's crazy about that is when you look at that, it's you think of the teams that we used to be compared against back in the day. And I'll put that as Marlins, Rockies, Nationals, A's. We're worse than all of them. We're in dead last in ERA with a 5.48. The next closest to us is the Colorado Rockies, who has to play in Colorado, and they're 4.9. Another bad game, guys. Another 2 bad games. We're a whole run different than the worst team.
I mean, if you think about it this way, it's actually impressive that we're that low, saying that Charlie Morton has a 10.89 ERA.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
Appreciate you.
So I want to talk about some players that we dropped this week.
All right, let's talk.
Well, I wanted to bring up a few names, some pitchers, names that you've probably heard this past week that you don't. I wonder where he came from, or why is he gone already? Well, because we're allergic to keeping a good pitcher. So I'll start off with Scott Blewett, which, by the way, terrible, terrible baseball name.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a pitcher. Like, Blewett may be one of the worst last names you could have.
Other than like Homer Bailey.
That's true. But even though you can just call him Bailey, you can't just go Scott.
Yeah.
Like Blewett, could you imagine if he was a closer?
He blew it.
Blewett's coming in the 9th. Blewett in the 9th.
Yeah. That's
but okay. So he came up, we got him from the Twins, and he was amazing. In 2 games, he gave up 1 unearned run in 4 1/3 innings. He has given up 1 earned run all season in 9 combined innings between the Orioles and the Twins. But don't worry, what did we do after his 2 great games?
We said, you know what? We have CNL Perez. Let's get rid of him.
Yeah. So we DFA him. We traded him to the Braves for cash now. And so we DFA'd to bring up Brandon Young, which, you know what? Okay. We want Brandon Young up. That makes sense. Brandon Young, who we already talked about a little bit, he did pretty good on Saturday. In the minor leagues, he has 2.75 ERA and 16 1/3 MILB innings in the minor league. And it looks like he's probably going to be here maybe for a decent amount. I don't know. Kyle Gibson's going to be coming back up soon, so we are going to be on the lookout for him. He's definitely going to be a starter. In an ideal world, I would like to keep up Brandon Young and just get rid of Charlie Morton and bring up Gibby instead. Because Brandon Young, if he gave me 4 innings, 3 earned runs every game that he pitched, that's better than Charlie Morton. Yeah. And I think that he's going to be here for a decent amount. I hope he's not the one gets sent down when Kyle Gibson comes up, though.
At least with Brandon Young, you have a chance. Like, there's a chance that
yeah,
you
there's hope. There's hope.
It's like
You don't know. Yeah, there's ceiling. Charlie Morton, I think his ceiling is 6 earned runs, 5 innings.
It's just, I don't know what you want. I mean,
I-
and like I see people saying, well, you know what? We need to put him in the bullpen. What are you gonna pitch him? Like, why would you put him in the bullpen? What's he gonna do? You're gonna bring him in you're gonna bring him in at the same time you bring Jorge Mateo in.
Yep. Yeah. You're not bringing him in when the game's close.
No.
But another pitcher.
We'll treat him like Ubaldo Jimenez. We'll be in the playoffs one time and we'll bring him in instead of our closer.
Yeah, for real. But Cody Petit, he's another guy that we got.
Strong first name.
Cody likes to say that with all people named Cody. Well, Cody Petit, strong last name. He gave up 5 runs on Sunday, Cody. So
Yeah.
how's that working out for the Codys?
I probably could have done better. I'll be honest with you. I couldn't.
I don't think he could have. I don't think he could have. Now, Austin Wins would have just hit the warehouse off you probably. But so he did really good last year. He had a 2.22 ERA and 24 1/3 inning with the Yankees, which it's definitely an interesting one. He was in the trade for Cody Bellinger between the Cubs and the Yankees. We got him from the Cubs a little bit ago, and he's on the IL now. So he somehow, which, you know what? After his performance, I'd say I was hurt too.
Yeah.
I think he has potential to be good on the Orioles, though. I'm interested to keep him around to see what happens. But he's hurt, like everyone else.
Did you see Charlie Morton? He was being interviewed after his last game that he pitched, and the reporters were trying their best to get him to say that he was hurt. Like, they were like, "Is something wrong? Anything?" Like, "No, I feel fine." And like Orioles management was like, "God sakes, dude,
Just please say there's something.
Just say,
wrong.
God sake, man,
And my shoulder was nagging me.
It was just tight today. My shoulder was a little tight because the Orioles were like,
We like fans. Like,
you can't now. You can't fan
Well,
him
you know
because he said he's
Phantom
fine.
IL, but you know how there is. Could we like Phantom Tommy John?
Oh my God, whole season. That's
Wait, hold up. God, I'm blanking on her name, but the ice skating woman that got her bodyguard to break.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What's her name?
Man, people are yelling at us.
Tanya.
It is Tanya.
Tanya. Tanya Harding. Tanya Harding. That's
there
right.
you go.
Yeah. I got there. Yeah. Can we get like?
No,
I don't know.
No, we can't. We can't wish somebody. No, we can't wish injury.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. I don't actually mean that seriously. I just wish we cut him. You know what?
Like not actually cut him.
No, like
kick him off.
He'll go home to Atlanta. He'll go to Georgia. He'll go to his mansion with $50 million in his pocket. What more could he ask? He robbed us. You know what? His agent is a great agent.
Yes. I do. I mean, I'm soft with this kind of stuff, but I do listen to his interviews, and I feel for him. I just feel bad.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be struggling.
Like I feel bad because like he's like trying to figure it out. But you know what I mean? Because and like it when Dean Kramer pitches, I like Dean. I'm an Orioles fan. I like Dean Kramer. But he doesn't give you any human emotions at all. Like
you see the knob of hair in the back.
Nothing. No human emotion. But when Charlie Morton pitches, you can see where he's like, dude, I tried this, it didn't work. He's like, I like, he said at one time, he's like, I know I'm gonna figure it out, but how much am I gonna hurt the team to try to figure it out? That's what he said. And I was like, God, that makes me feel terrible because like he is a person, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it is frustrating.
And yet again, I will come out and I'll say it like we said it before. It's not his fault that he was the one of two pitchers that we brought in this offseason. Yeah. He shouldn't be in. I think it'd be a different situation, and I think he would probably even be doing better right now if, say, this offseason the Rockies or the Marlins signed him, because he can go in there and he knows if he loses, it's not a big of a deal. He knows what the Orioles' expectations are.
Yeah, I just, it gets me. I don't know if this happens to you, but I look at other teams that we're playing, and there'll be a guy, and me and you watch baseball a lot. Yeah, there'll be a guy where I've never heard of this starter, and they're like, "Oh, he's been great the past 4 games." Like, can we get lucky and just get somebody that happens to be great for 4 games?
For real?
Because we currently can't even find somebody, like anybody, that can just be. Okay, hold on. Sugano's doing well. And Sugano is doing good, but I mean, like. Other than that, I mean, I don't have hardly any hope on anybody.
Well, here's a name. I thought that could be a guy. He might not be, but he could be. Thaddeus Ward, which, by the way, great first name. Thad. First name. Gotta love Thad. I mean, there are just plenty of nicknames waiting to go out with Thaddeus.
TW.
Fatty. So he's done actually pretty good in Norfolk. He's got a 3.38 ERA and 18 2/3 innings. And I would have to guess that he is the next starter if we needed someone to come up. He would be the next man. He's been doing interesting. I'm not going to say he's going to be good. Not going to say he's going to be bad. I'm throwing out a name. Just like these other three, I'm going to say these are names that you have to think about. I guarantee you, Colin Selby's one of them. He will be back up at some point. He's already been up at one point. He's going to go up and down a few times. And then two other names are Cade Stroud and Kyle Brnovich. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. No name should have that many consonants in a row.
BRN. That's a
yeah, like I don't know. But they're interesting ones that we could watch that could come up at some point, get a spot start, come in, relieve. Who knows? And I think they said that Chase McDermott is starting to come back, maybe getting ready to rehab, but we'll see. And we've talked about a lot of negativity. I want to just highlight two guys that have been, balling out this year. Starting off, you mentioned him. It's Tomoyuki Sugano. Sugi. That's what I'm going to call him now, Sugi. Sugi, he's got a 3.43 ERA and 21 innings in 4 games. So I just want to I know we're not the smartest here on the Eutaw Street Banter podcast, but if we do some quick math, in 4 games, divide that by 21, give or take 5 innings a start, right? Give or take. Do you know who's pitched 5 games and thrown less innings than that?
Who?
Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton's averaging about 4 innings a start. That's because he has made it to 5. Sugano's, we kind of came in knowing that either Sugano or Morton, probably one of them wasn't good. And one was. And Sugi's looking good. I like it. His whip is league average, which if he can be a league average pitcher, I like it. I'm fine with that. I like his stuff. He's gotten better every start.
I agree.
Looked amazing against the Dodgers.
When he pitches, I feel like we have a chance.
Yeah. Unlike Morton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
another guy.
And Povich.
Yeah. Povich, I still feel like we have.
I know. I don't know why y'all like him so much. He's literally showed me nothing ever.
I genuinely, you want to know why I like him? I believe his ceiling could be worse, not the same, but similar to Max Fried. They are. If you look at them pitch, they are the same.
Yeah, but one wins and is good.
Fair.
But he is young. I know he's young.
Yes.
But like when you're trying to win,
what's it gonna hurt? What? I don't think we're trying to win any. So what's it hurt? That's doing good. No, we're just moving on. Another guy that's doing. I'm not gonna let you say any more negativity. That's for like in 30 seconds. Another guy that's doing great though is Ramon Arias.
Yeah,
he has shocked me this year. He finished the year really strong last year, and he's doing great. His slash line right now, he's batting a 319, a 389 OBP, and then 362 slug. He is surprisingly, I looked at this. He's only played third this season, and he's DH'd. He can't play second. He can't play first. He'd probably play outfield if you really wanted him to.
Yeah.
He's a really good utility. He's Gold Glove third baseman. His defense has consistently gone downhill since his Gold Glove season, but he still has. And then, so this is a little bit of a nerd stat here, but wins above average is a stat. Go to Baseball Savant, Baseball Reference, and look for yourself. If I explained it, I'm gonna explain it wrong. But basically, it's how much wins you provide to a team, similar to WAR almost. Right now, his wins above average is 0.4, right? Last 2 seasons, each season was 0.5. So he's already almost equaled the value that he's brought to the team the past 2 seasons. His Gold Glove season in 2022, he was at like a 2.3. We could be looking at similar to that, this could be his best season of his career. I think he deserves consistent playing time.
I agree. I think that, you know what I think about Ramon Arias is I think that the reason why he comes up and does well is he knows that it's his only chance, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's some other people on our team that don't do that. I think some other people are given spots because of where they were drafted and what they're supposed to be. And not that I think Ramon Arias should take other people, but I know, and I love this player. He's probably my favorite player on the team. But if I know that for you, Ramon Arias goes 0 for 30, right? Like Jordan Westbrook just did. He's done.
Yeah,
he's gone. You know what I mean?
I'll beat you to it. I don't think he'd even be given the 30 at bats if he was going over.
Yeah, and but not that Jordan Westbrook's out of it now. I feel like he is doing well.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying here is I think that Urias knows that, and especially in the offseason coming into a season on this team, hey, I have to perform to play. And he seems to really take advantage of that.
Yeah.
When he gets consistent playing time and there's an injury, then you see him struggle.
Yeah.
But when he's fighting for position battle and being in the lineup, you see him do well.
I mean, I will say, everyone wants to talk about our young talent, but our 3 best players are 3 of our most veteran players in O'Hearn, Mullins, and Arias. Arias, I think, is like 4th on the team or something like that in OPS. Yeah, because Mullins has a 106.6. Kerstad is .001 higher than him, so I'll give Kerstad's good. Ramon Laureano's got a higher OPS than him. That's just because he hit like the 3 home runs in the past couple of days. And then O'Hearn's higher than him. That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, our veterans are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and times struggle. Our young guys need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm not ready to talk about how bad the Orioles are doing.
So I know we've talked about this like half the time anyway, but I'll just even tell you guys the name of what I named the next segment. The problem. And the problem is all encompassing.
This is when you need a scroll, like you know how you open it and it's yeah, just all the way to the floor.
So the problem, we'll start off. You know what? I'm done talking about Charlie Morton. That's the problem.
He's rough. Yeah, he's a problem.
We've spent enough time on Charlie Morton. That's a problem on its own.
Charlie, we want you to be better. I promise.
We are rooting for. If you came out in the next 3 games and did good, we'll come here.
I'll buy your.
We were all wrong.
I'll buy your freaking jersey instantly.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Jerseys are too in this economy. I can't afford jerseys that flippantly.
Yeah. Well, some people are paying $8,999 for Masson Plus.
And you know what? I'm not. Look, I'm not going to pay for Masson Plus either. I'm going to wait for either someone else to do it or keep doing what I'm doing and use other streaming. Look, I got enough family. I'll find my way around stuff.
Moving on.
But yeah, so our problems are just pitching is obviously a broad problem. We say we need pitching. I don't even know if anyone knows what we need because we're in such a bad spot. I was telling Cody this before we got on. If you ask me today, do I believe the Orioles are going to make the playoffs? My answer is no. I don't even know if there's anything we can do to turn around this season. And this is what I have to say. This is what makes me angry about not just the Orioles, but Orioles fans. We have grown so complacent and so used to just losing. Do you understand, Cody, that from 2017 through 2022, we didn't make the playoffs once? That's not normal. I know you know that, but that's not normal. You know what? 2012 to 2016, if we were to, I don't think that should be considered a success either. We had a great group of studs, right? We wild card team, no playoffs. Won the division, got swept in the ALCS, no playoffs, lost in the wild card.
Yep.
That's 6 seasons right there with no success whatsoever. We won the division once. Whoop-de-doo. And that's what it's looking like it's going to be here. We got our 2023 season. We won the division, fought hard, got swept by the Rangers. Last year, got bullied in the playoffs by the Royals. And I don't think that Orioles fans are angry enough because you know what's going to happen when you still buy your tickets, when you still buy your jerseys, when you go to the game still, they make money and they say, well, why are we going to do anything to fix it? Why do I need to spend money to fix this team? We're still making money. And you know, I don't know who to blame at this point. I can't. It's not my job to know who to blame because I shouldn't have to blame anyone. Mike Elias should be doing his job better. Simple. If you think Mike Elias is doing a good job, you are an idiot. You are.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I blame, obviously, Mike Elias on the whole pitching front. Okay.
And this is the problem. Is you can say going into this season, sure, we had Grayson Rodriguez, we had Zach Eflin, Kyle Brash was going to come back. You get some supplemental pieces in Sagano and Morton. We're not terrible. That's not a contending. We knew that going into the season. That was not enough to win a World Series. And we knew going into the season, Zach Eflin got hurt last year. He has injury history. Grayson Rodriguez has not pitched a full season yet. Kyle Bradish is not coming back soon. Charlie Morton's 41 years old. Tomoyuki Sagano never pitched in baseball. We had 0 guaranteed pitchers. Dean Kramer was the closest thing we had to a bona fide starting pitcher.
Yeah, I agree.
And look at what he's done this year.
I agree.
These question marks that could have been answered.
Yeah, obviously we have a ton of question marks coming from the pitching. And I do blame him for that. Because I never looked at I know we had depth, which is gone because of injury. Yeah. But you're trying to win a World Series, you're not trying to get depth. What are you talking about, right?
Your goal shouldn't be to get 6 number 5 starters.
And don't blame
you had Corbin Burns.
And don't blame the market when the Arizona Diamondbacks are getting tough pitching. But anyway, but here's another thing I blame. I blame the Orioles offense. I blame the young guys for not stepping up. So the Baltimore Orioles are 22nd in baseball on average. I mean, we're 1 point above the Mariners, who are one of the worst hitting teams in baseball, and the Angels. So we're struggling hitting like none other, which is super frustrating. Obviously, you know that Cedric Mullins is doing well. Adley Rutschman, he's fallen right back down. I mean, obviously his at-bats are better than they were last year, but I don't care. He's batting a 200. Westbrook's batting a 187. Laureano, obviously he's coming back a little bit. He's batting a 200. He doesn't have nowhere near the plate appearances, but he's supposed to be hitting lefties. He's not.
I will say he has a 200 average, but he has it. It is like 10 at-bats. He's
I agree.
All of his hits are home runs.
Yeah. Gunnar Henderson's batting a 213. Jackson Holliday's batting a 213. O'Neill, who hasn't been great, is still one of our best hitters, batting a 230. Mountcastle 229. But I know you say, well, averages don't really matter. Well, they matter when they're under almost 2.
And so I have one question for you, Cody.
Okay.
So do you remember this offseason when trades, or even last trade deadline, when trades are getting thrown away or thrown around, we were looking for pitchers, obviously. Some of the names that were getting thrown around for hitting Kobe Mayo.
Yeah.
Has he had a single major league at bat this year?
No, not yet.
So would it have changed our offensive success, positively or negatively, for us to say set him off with some other prospects to go get Garrett Crochet? Because Garrett Crochet just took a no-hitter in like the 7th or 8th inning the other day.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we got Charlie Moore.
Dude.
I think the biggest thing is Orioles fans need to grow a backbone and stand up for ourselves. Because there are so many. I'm looking at a social media post right now from another Orioles account, Orioles Central on Instagram, right? They posted some tweet by Dan Clark, and you know what? It's a bit of a clickbaity thing. It's meant to invoke a little anger. It says, how to ruin a ball club in 18 months, Mike Elias edition. Start off at the beginning of 2023. You got number 1 farm system. You just won 100 games, right? Well, and then you fast forward to today, 15th overall farm system. And we're going to finish we're on pace for like 60-some wins or 70 wins, something like that. And the fans in the comments that are defending Mike Elias and defending the Orioles, they are wrong. They are just wrong. It's that simple. Because I was telling you this before. I was talking to a Phillies fan that's a friend of mine today. If the Phillies were in the situation we were in, they would have burned the city of Philadelphia to the ground. It's that simple. Because they care more. They care. If me and Cody were the only 2 Orioles fans in the world, there would be no Orioles, obviously. But if every Orioles fan was like us, the Orioles would have been forced to do something. Because I understand I am not going to an Orioles game this year using my own money. Yeah, I'm going to go, but I'm going to make my dad pay, obviously. But I'm not giving the Orioles my money. I'm not. I have grown up and just watch the Orioles be bad and bad. Cody, you've grown up and you've seen the Orioles be good for what? Outside of my lifetime, the Orioles have had two good seasons during your lifetime.
Yeah.
My dad was born in 1983. He didn't see the World Series, and he's seen about 1, maybe 2 more years better than you. There should be no way that my dad or anyone that's in their 40s that were born after the World Series in 1983 have watched 7 seasons of good Orioles baseball. It's been this way forever. And I thought with a new owner, you might be able to change. And obviously, if Mike Elias is the problem, he needs to be gone. Because I truly believe if Mike Elias is the reason that we haven't signed pitchers, he should not be.
Yeah, I think the problem is you can't let him go because I don't think the ownership has the handle on it yet. They didn't own professional baseball before this, a professional baseball team. I think they only know what Elias is telling them, or I think so what I think is if you were to get rid of Elias, then somebody in his regime would take over. Yeah. You know,
and that's the truth that I don't want that either.
Yeah. And I think, you can't get rid of Hyde because then who's going to take us? Buck Britton? And then what's changed? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not worried. I'm not as worried about Hyde right now.
Okay,
Hyde makes
but-
questionable decisions. Hyde doesn't decide who we sign or trade for, though.
I
That's what it comes down to. Roster construction is the GM's position. And you say, you know what I would honestly prefer at this point? I think we couldn't be worse off if we made Cal Ripken Jr. our general manager.
yeah.
And because I know Cal Ripken Jr.'s at every single game, and it has to eat him up inside because he won. He didn't win every game. Every season was a winning season, but he had success during his career.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. I'm willing, like I said last week, I think I want to see after a bad season that we're getting ready to have, well, in my opinion, but please prove me wrong. I would love to be proven wrong. But if we have a rough season this year, I would love to see how aggressive they are next year.
We
So
won't-
that would be if they're not, then it's done, right? If they're not, it's done.
I think this trade deadline will sell. Mullins will be gone. Mountcastle will be gone. O'Hearn might be gone. They'll clear up waste, and maybe it'll work because you get rid of some of the veterans. You let Mayo and you let Basayo and some of our other prospects come up and get reps. Maybe Bradfield gets up, and maybe they can stick. And maybe by next year, Rutschman and Henderson and Westbrook can really step into be a veteran role. But I don't see us being. No, we won't be aggressive in free agency. We won't spend money. We won't.
Yeah, but
I think our window is closed, and the Orioles may not be relevant. Look, you can come at me in the comments. The Orioles may not be relevant for another 4 or 5 years until the Rutschman, Westberg, Henderson team's completely gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they have to be aggressive. I think that's like if people to keep their jobs, I think they're gonna have to be aggressive. And I hope you're wrong, you know?
I hope I'm wrong too.
We go into this weekend. We're going to finish up those Washington series. It's a 3-game series. We'll finish that up on Thursday. Moving in this weekend against Detroit. And then with the Yankees at home, which will probably feel like a Southern Yankee home game unless Orioles fans show up. I know what it felt like when I went to the Red Sox game the other week. So we're going to, when we come back on next week, we'll be right in the middle of the Yankees series. Hopefully we can step up and, let's win 4 games, right? If we win 4 games, that would be huge for us.
Yeah.
From now till then. So, we hope, right? So if you have any positive comments for us, or you just want to try to, bring some positivities out, you can always email us at eutawstreetbanter@gmail.com. You can leave us a comment. Remember, we are on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. So you leave us a comment on there also. And definitely make sure you subscribe. Give us a like on YouTube. And remember, we are also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you would, please leave us a 5-star review. That will definitely help us kind of reach as many people as we possibly can. But until next time, we definitely hope we have more positive news. More or any positive news.
Any positivity.
Any positive news, because I promise we would love to be positive on this podcast.
Yeah.
That's our goal.
And
Our goal is
I
to be
tell you right
positive.
now, I'm not going to be this negative for the rest of the season because I've come to terms that this is how. Like he said, I hope I am wrong, but yeah. We'll be more positive maybe in the future. Maybe.
We all hope. We all hope, right?
We'll try.
Until next time, we can't thank you all enough for joining us here on the Eutaw Street Banter. We will see you next week. See you guys. Thank you.
See ya.